Right, so let's talk about wetsuit first. Wetsuit range from anywhere to 0.5 millimeters up to 7, 8 millimeters, or even double layered where you put a shorty over the top and you can get as much as 10 or 12 millimeters. Now, wetsuits are designed to keep you wet, all right? Now, that's not how to keep you warm. The way to keep you warm is twofold. The neoprene material is somewhat porous and has small little air bubbles in it, and that helps you insulate. It's also the lack of flushing of water that allows you to keep a degree of body heat. Now, the thinner suits don't do that as much, so they're great for warm water. The thicker suits that perhaps have wrist and ankle seals, also known as semi-dries, do a better job on that, and there's almost no flushing going on. So they can be very, very warm. They're meant to be fairly skin tight because the more space you've got, the more water gets in, and they're very flexible. Now, once they start getting thicker, and especially above the sort of 7 mil range, they might not be that comfortable anymore. The second problem you got with neoprene is that it loses buoyancy characteristics as you go down and it regains it as you come up. So you might feel like you're overweighted at the bottom, and when you sort of hit 10, 9, 8, especially 6 meters, you suddenly feel a rush of buoyancy gain, which might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially when your cylinders are empties and you're trying to hold safety or even deco stops, right? So wetsuits tend to be very popular with warm water diving, shallower diving, etc., etc. Anything outside of that realm, I think dry suits are the bomb. Now, I speak to a lot of people that don't like dry suits, and when you ask them further, it's either lack of experience, poor training, or a really bad suit choice. So if you're going to go for dry suits, make sure you buy something decent. Like a completely square-looking neoprene suit isn't going to make you happy. Something cheap off eBay isn't going to make you happy. The decent suits, like the Santa E-Light Plus here, they're cut specifically towards your body. They are very nicely formed. They have a telescopic section in it, allowing the suit to come up with you as you raise your arms, and a front zipper with a cover. So dry suits work by having a neck seal and a set of wrist seals, and the rest of your body is completely dry. So how does that work? Well, the suit itself doesn't actually carry with it a lot of thermal insulation. So depending on the type of diving you're doing, you might wear a thinner undersuit or a thicker undersuit, right? Typically, you'll wear a wicking layer as well to get any moisture away from your skin, and then the undersuit over that. So if you're diving in very cold conditions, you might be wearing a different set of undersuits and base layers than you could do in summer. The suit itself obviously needs to have an inflation valve, otherwise you would get crushed like a little sardine on the way down, meaning that you need to plug your suit into your first stage, and you need to put air in it as you go down. Now, with anything that holds air, it becomes a buoyancy cell, which means that you need to manage the air cell in the water, and you need a dump valve for on the way up, so that you can dump excess air from the suit as you go up. I find a lot of people are quite scared of being in flat trim in the suit, and they tend to put ankle weights on or force their legs down. Traditionally, the training that was done on dry suits, there was a big emphasis on inversion drills and be careful that your boots don't pop off, be careful that you're not upside down. But luckily, with more modern training techniques, this sort of fear-mongering is flowing out, and there's more emphasis on a correctly fitted suit and correct diving practices. So in an ideal world, you're nice and flat in the dry suit, yeah, where you have a nice uniform air bubble all over the suit. Now, it's very important that your legs aren't too big, that the calves aren't too big, that the boots aren't too big, that the suit's fitted for you specifically, rather than something that you got secondhand and kind of make do with. If you get all those things right, if you get the suit fitted to you perfectly, and you have the right training given to you, the right practice after that will make the dry suit very, very comfortable. In fact, I have been known to go to warm places such as Mauritius and Qatar and still take a dry suit with me, because I find managing my buoyancy and my temperature regulation to be a lot better, especially on longer dives. So if you're diving for 2-3 hours, even in warm water, you're still going to get cold. So that's a really, really brief introduction on the differences on wetsuits and dry suits. If you want to know some more about dry suits, if this is a new subject to you, pop us a little message, leave a comment, and what we can do is we can send you a dry suit manual that covers everything from different seal types to different undersuits, the differences between neoprene suits and trilaminate suits, like literally anything you ever wanted to know, and we'll give you that whole course completely free of charge. Just let us know, give us your email address and we'll ping it over to you. Cheers, guys.